Thank you so much, Brian. I'm very excited to be talking with you guys about this today. So yeah, I am a representative of the IPP network. And compared to the other three networks that N-Square is representative, we are a very, very small fish in the pond. So our network has around 200 PhD students, so doctoral researchers at the moment. And we are mainly in the life science, in the biology field. So a lot of working hours also needed to make this work. And I am a current board member for N-Squared. And I am here to talk to you about the ideas that we have to continue fighting on this topic of mental health. And as Jana told you, we have these four, let's say, big networks that are involved in N-Square. And in order for us to really get more into the changes that we can do and acquire more longitudinal data, we are implementing a new survey this year. We are at the moment organizing all of the questions that we want to change. But for the mental part, we are going to stick to the standardized questionnaires that we already used in 2019 in order to also be able to compare them. One of the things that we also wanted to add this year is the whole situation with the pandemic. So we will have a couple of questions that will regard to the COVID lockdown and the whole of the situation that happened here in Germany, because it was also different depending on where the universities are situated. And we really want to see if we can also find some correlations and see if in truth a lot of students were more affected or not, and how they were affected regarding this. And with the data from 2019 and the data that we will collect this year, our idea as a network is to actually write a position paper on mental health and show to the scientific community how exactly then these three big institutions, that is the Max Planck, the Helmholtz Association, and the Leibniz Association, are dealing with mental health, and which recommendations we can actually try to put forward. So going a little bit more into the direction of my network. So we went with the data that we acquired from 2019, we were able to kind of fight and try to implement more workshops and skills training. So a lot of the efforts that our administration put into was really then into trying to improve awareness and offer more psychological support. So in our case, the number of courses offered regarding stress competence, or for instance, conflict management, they increased for all of the doctoral researchers. And we were also then made more aware of potential psychological support systems that happened. For instance, in our institute, we have this ombudsperson that would be then a person that you can try to talk to in order to try to solve some problems that you might have regarding supervision or working conditions. And they have this rule that this is confidential. Another thing is, since we are an institute that is located at a university campus, they also then allow us to get a lot of the information about the counseling and psychological help that we can get from the university. So all of this information then, and now more than ever with the lockdown, has been put forward and advertised a lot more. The other networks also went, I would say, more into this psychological support type of approaches, where the Max Planck Society, like Jana was presenting, created this employee and manager assistance program. So this came from this workplace health management program that the Max Planck Society installed in order to really try to help all of its workers. So this is a service that it's for psychological support, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it allows not only the early career researchers, but also postdocs and everybody in any phase that is employed by the Max Planck to contact a trained professional and have assistance in case of help. So I would say this is a big step in really trying to help employees. The Helmholtz Association for the doctoral researchers, they did last year an awareness month where they were publishing every week different texts regarding different topics in order to really raise awareness and to try to reach all of their doctoral researcher community. So they covered topics on how to try to identify the problems or potential stressors and signs of stress for the doctoral researchers. And they also then gave some information regarding potential recommendations. So I added the link in case you guys want to check it out. And one of the interesting things that the Helmholtz Association is also trying to do at the moment is to offer or to try to make mandatory courses for PIs on how to perceive and support for mental health. So this was something that they are trying at the moment. It hasn't been completely put forward into motion, but I think it's a good initiative, because we cannot just try to tackle the problem from the doctoral researcher point of view. We also need to see if we can, from the top to bottom, try to help people, because some attitudes can be adjusted and really help then the students to lower their stress levels and to better communication in the end. And then for the Leibniz Association, they created more recently a task force dedicated for mental health and also for equality problems. And here they are at the moment putting together all of the information that they have, and to try really to not only raise more awareness, but also to set up some guidelines and promote recommendations for their own association. So overall, I think one of the messages that we really got from having this survey in 2019 is that the collection of the data is important for us to have proof and to have a way to show people that there is a problem, and the more people participate, the more reliable the data is, and only with this data then we can create change. And I think that was one of the biggest surveys that we had at the moment, and that really allowed us to try to put forward some changes, like Jana was showing, not only in regards to contracts, but also the little things, like, for instance, for us in the IPP, making more courses and really helping more the doctoral students. And with this, I am going to stop sharing.